And door to door, I mean, I learned some things, and I learned how to open up people and make those 5-minute friends, and show indifference when I'm at the door, and indifference with the sale, and how to mirror people, and how to work on my communication skills. And we practice that and practice that. And so by the time I got to real estate, when I started, I had those skills, and day one, I was already out there door knocking because I already knew how to do that. I could make calls, I could take rejection. Like, that was no deal. I'm just on to the next one because I'm one step closer to getting that next sale.
Yeah. What's your biggest tip? That 5-second friend, that 5-minute friend.
It's tonality. You gotta speak people's love language. When I'm with people, I can mirror them. So if they want to talk really fast, I can be really direct and to the point. If they're gonna talk and they're kind of long-winded, and they just need a friend, like, I can sit and listen. I'm a great listener. And and that's how you have to win. As I just, like, I can immediately connect with people, because show attention to them, like, really understand who they are and how they like to be communicated with. And if you're good at doing that, they'll stay. I mean, again, if they're ready to tell you no, then they're like, this guy's just like me, and then you just keep going, and then it leads to something.
Yeah. I mean, I always tell people The Wolf of Wall Street is, to me, like a great sales movie. And
Yes.
I was fortunate. I came up in coaching through Mike Reese and Jay Kinder, right? Like, they're Kinder, Reese, NAEA, like, that's what I was brought up on, and in real estate. And they went and paid for Jordan Belfort's training, and I have access to Jordan Belfort's training. And he talks about it all the time: speed of speech, tonality, and enthusiastic, right? So, like, if you're making calls, right, you got to be enthusiastic as hell, sharp as a tack, right? And you have to know how to speak and talk. I forget exactly what he calls the third thing, but you have to come across the phone with authority, basically, right?
You do, yeah. Because they'll sniff it out. That first awkward pause, and now the conversation doesn't have anywhere to go, and you're both like, all right, I want to get off this phone call. Versus when you get really good with communication, they're hanging on to every word that you're saying when you speak. Yeah. And another thing I was going to say, that 5-minute friend, and we were taught when we were walking up to the door, is you have to be able to pick out something that you can relate to them by. So I was looking at, like, bump stickers to the car. I was looking if they had, like, a dog leash somewhere, because I knew they have a dog in the house. If maybe it's their kids. But again, I was looking something really quick that we were going to make a connection with. And so if it was like a Steelers bumper sticker, I'd walk up to the door and say, dude, love your bumper sticker. Are they gonna tell me to leave now? No.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things. I have a client right now. It's a lead I connected with here recently, and they have a 330 area code. And I was talking to Josh Uminski about this, because he's from Akron, Canton, and I grew up south of Youngstown. And every time you see a 330 area code, it's like, hey, what part of Ohio are you from? Like, what part of Northeast Ohio? Because and I have a lead that literally, the dad lives in the Youngstown area, and
That's right.
He's on my website looking for his son that's down here in school. And I was like, hey, like, I grew up, and you start naming the towns, right? And it's like, oh, so then it's just
that area code, because it means something. Like, if I see if I'm from Virginia, like, I'm always like, who is it? I get very interested really quick, because I know that culturally we're going to be a little bit the same. We grew up in the same area of the world, and so there's just that little bit of connection, and it works.